It's weaning day here at Pride Ranch, but we're not doing it the old way. These calves are about to get weaning rings, and it's all about keeping stress low. But before we do any more weaning ring installations, Nicole and I, my sweetie, we got to run out to the pasture, gather up the entire herd, and get them back into the corral. Now, the purpose of weaning your calves in such a way to keep your stress low, it'll impact the performance of your herd. So the less stress your calves have, the more average daily gain they'll have when they eat your forage, eat your feed. You want your calves to pick up weight, and you'd like for them to pick up weight in a healthy way. And the easiest way to keep them from getting sick is to minimize their stress. So we're gonna get out here to the north pasture, gather up the herd, and move them on back to the corral so that I can sort out my cows from the calves that need to be weaned and from the calves that were just newly born. Of course, my calves that were born last month or a couple of months back, it's not time for them to be weaned yet. I typically wean my calves when they're at 7 months of age. On a rare occurrence, I'll wean them at 5 months of age. But this set here, they're being weaned between 6.5 and 7.5 months of age. So let's see if I can get my cows to all run into the corral pasture and then into the corral with little effort. Sometimes they cooperate, sometimes they don't. I have 1 or 2 cows out in the pasture that tend to be my holdouts, and that's one of my Modelo heifers, one of my commercial cows, 2628, and then one of my other registered cows, Miss Lucy. Miss Lucy is easygoing. Sometimes she can trip and act up, but sometimes she doesn't. So I just need them to all go back into the corral so that we can get this work done. And you may have seen my vaccination video. If not, in that video I explained how I vaccinate my weaned calves. So I have started a new process where I will vaccinate them at 4 months of age, and then their second round of vaccinations will come in a month later. I did it this way because unfortunately last year I lost a calf, and I learned that to vaccinate prior to weaning would further relieve or would further lower stress on my calves. So this year, bring them in at 4 months of age, vaccinate. A month later, vaccinate them again, and also deworm so that on the day of weaning, I don't have to do anything but just simply separate them from their moms. And of course, with this process today, the purpose of the weaning ring is to get them acclimated to being with their mom, not nursing and eating forage. And so I'll come back 5 to 7 days later, I'll get them back in the corral, and I'll remove that nose ring. And this process is known to lower the stress on your calves, on your calves, so that they don't get sick during weaning. I'll probably hold up right here, let them catch up to you. Go forward. Now, when you go through that gate, you'll want to go to the right. I'm sorry. You want them all to come in.
Go in there.
Yeah, go up a little bit more.
When you go through that gate, stop right there. Give them all a chance to come. Pull forward, son. Right there. Hold on. You still got a few that's straggling back there. Pull forward some more. Go to that tree right there. All right, hold up right there. I'm sorry. We got one or two in the back that's straggling. Hold up right here. Now what we want to do is you want to drive forward, make a left turn at that gate and come all the way around so that I can go back up and close that gate.
Okay. So just push through them?
Yep.
Are we smoking? This thing is smoking.
It is, ain't it?
It is. Try to move. Go, 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 go. Come on, girl. Tree here. Sorry. Sorry, but trying to watch my left. On the side.
Whoop, whoop!
Next to me, girl.
Turn a little bit. So I want you to chill here. Don't let them jump in the side by side and hurt you. But chill here. Let me walk up there.
The flag.
Okay.
It worked out.
Shh, move. Shh, shh. Shh, shh. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. We want to push these too, all the way up. Which one you want? Which one would you like? So walk that way, pushing them back. That's fine. Come on, let's push these. Come on. Hip, 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 hip. Close that gate behind you, please. Hip, hip. Come on. Come on. gonna walk right there. There we go. Come on. Hip, 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 go, hip, hip.
All right, we got the dams sorted, and we're gonna push these last two calves into the alleyway, and then I'll push out all the dams, the cows, and the little calves that are about 2 months old. So I need to just push them out. I'm not gonna be working with them today. I don't want them to get in the way. I only want to concentrate on the few calves that need their weaning ring installed. All right, first up is this steer. So at my place, if you notice a tag in the right ear of a calf, it's either going to be a bull or a steer. If you notice a tag in the left ear, then it's a heifer. And of course, if you're new to the cattle business or cattle industry, a steer is a male cow or a bull that's been castrated. And of course, I castrate all my commercial calves because I know their final destination will be for beef production, and I'm not looking to breed those animals. I typically only breed with a bull and raise bulls that are registered bulls. So I steer my commercial bulls. Now I want to let this guy out. And again, that weaning ring is going to get him comfortable with not nursing his mom. And then typically that occurs around day 5. I will, remove it either on day 5 or day 7. And the goal is allow him to stay next to his mom, not nurse, get comfortable with eating grass and not worrying about nursing. Sometimes with the weaning rings, those calves will figure out how to get it loose. In the past, I would get them back in the squeeze chute and reinstall it. That's a lot of work. I'm not doing that this year. I'm just going to let them go through whatever stress they're going to go through if they figure out how to get it out, because I just don't have the time to do that this year. So we want to do this to keep the stress levels low so that when they gain weight, hopefully they will gain between 2 and 3 pounds a day. If you can get about 100 pounds of gain a month on a calf, you're doing pretty well. And since these calves will be munching on some ryegrass, I'm pretty confident that they'll gain at least 2.5 pounds a day. At least historically, that's what has worked for me and what I've seen, which is why I typically go with winter ryegrass, because I like to see those calves pick up, 2.5, 2.7 pounds a day on that grass. Oh, that fella is ready to go. So you got to see what it's like to install a weaning ring in a calf. We didn't do all of them in this video, just enough so you could get a perspective of what it looks like. We're now going to get out here into the pasture so you can see how the calves behave once they have the weaning ring installed. And so walking up now is Miss DeNiro 11M with that nose ring in. Her dam is Miss Future Focus. And as you can see, she's going to try to nurse again, but she can't. So she's going to go under, can't nurse. Now she's going to go to the other side. So she's not going to be successful unless she figures out how to get that nose ring off. Excuse me, that weaning ring off. I'll come back in 7 days. As long as she doesn't take that weaning ring off, we'll be good. And she'll be ready for the next stage, which is to get back in this corral and allow me to remove that weaning ring. As you can see, one of the steers figured out how to get the weaning ring out, but that's okay, because today he's getting separated from his dam, and he'll just have to suffer the consequences, which is no big deal. He'll be all right, because later today I have the guys from Clifton Feeds bringing me the feed I need to start my weaning ration. So here we are, back in the corral, back in the squeeze chute. You just simply walk up, pull it off, and that's that. So this is Mr. DeNiro 11M. I suspect she's going to have an easier time with weaning because she did remove that weaning ring. And so now that they're all together, next up is just waiting on Brent or the guys from Clifton Feeds to bring me my Purina AccuRation starter feed. This is the feed that I like to start my calves on. Some years I'll just go with a stocker grower mix, but this year I'm not. So for the first 14 days, they'll eat this particular feed, and after that, I'll switch them over to a stocker grower mix, and on that stocker grower mix, they'll get 1% of their body weight every day, and the rest of their feed will come from grass or hay. Thanks for watching. Please click like, click subscribe, and leave your comments below. Have a good one.